and shine. Coffee's brewing, feeling fine. News is out and on the air. Shizzy Whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz nuts, start the show. Let's go. Spinning in the breeze, stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java with a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Headlines spinning in the breeze, stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Serious is overrated. Every day we're caffeinated. Talk the town, but in a jest. Morning Whiz is always best. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop.
Oh my god. Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy breaks Larry.
Good morning, everybody. Man, oh man, how are you doing today? Oh my, we got it already started out this morning. Good to see Jay Hip, Zach, Mary, and just Jay Hip, Connie, Carlson, Cynthia, Nolia, and anybody else that I might have missed that's here this morning. And most definitely, welcome to you.
Welcome to the shit show.
This is a way to get started.
Every single day. A new flavor of fuckery. 'Cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid predicaments, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, bright-tailed and bushy-eyed. I thought you were going to say you were busty-eyed. I thought that's what it said. You had your eyes on the boobs. Well, there's nothing wrong if you were having your eyes on the boobs. It's okay. It's okay. You know, nobody's going to hold it against you. Isn't that unfortunate? Good to see you. Thank you very much, Cynthia Neuer. I appreciate it. Oh, that's awesome, awesome, awesome. Most definitely. How are you guys doing this morning? It's been just a great, crazy day, but not as crazy as protein, farms, and flags. Is MAGA in the room with us right now? On Instagram, I mostly follow garden, homestead, farm, and animal husbandry accounts. These are topics near and dear to me, and that's my online break from politics. While I don't spend as much time on social media as I used to, I've met some amazing people through that community and have learned so much over the years. One of those people, someone whose content I enjoy, and someone who has even helped me out with some issues with my own animals, announced recently that she was rebranding. I was kind of excited about this initially. I've watched her account grow over the years, and according to her, it was never her intention to become an influencer. What is that supposed to mean? She's not there to make that sort of work look glamorous like so many try to. She actually teaches something with her posts, shares her photography, and has even started blogging about it. She also turned her hobby into writing books, teaching classes, and speaking engagements. But in her rebranding announcement, she said she would be no longer using the words farm or homestead because of their association with the extremist right-wing mentality. She said a little more than the more that would probably make you mad, but I don't want to give her a public lashing. I'll admit that I had a feeling she was a liberal, as I noticed in the past that she followed prominent Democrats on social media, but I didn't care. I don't need to align with someone's politics to enjoy learning how they plant their gardens or raise their animals. At the same time, I don't want to associate myself with someone who is that ridiculous and narrow-minded. Farming is something people have been doing for thousands of years across every continent, whereas physically possible without farms. Most of us would starve to death, and quite frankly, it's offensive to many people who live outside the United States and other developed nations. Please go tell some small community in Africa or Latin America that their lives or dies based on how their farm performed, that they're right-wing extremists. They probably won't care because they're too busy working their tails off to eat. I was telling this story to a friend of mine recently. He rolled his eyes. It sounds just like my mother-in-law, he said. Apparently, he'd gone to visit her recently, and she was taking down all of her red, white, and blue decor from her very patriotically decorated home. He asked her why she suddenly felt the need to do that. She said, Donald Trump stole the flag from us. When he asked her to elaborate, she said, I see all those flags at those MAGA rallies, and that's what it means to people now. It's no longer associated with the United States. It's a Trump thing, okay? I thought these might be minor isolated incidents, but the more I pay attention, the more I realize they're everywhere. Last week, you may have seen the Vanity Fair put out an article entitled Why Americans Are So Obsessed with Protein by MAGA. Lifting weights and drinking protein shakes makes you an extremist, by the way. From Riley Gaines, Why Are Americans So Obsessed with Protein? Blame MAGA. Of course, from the Liver King to the Podcast Bros to RFK Juniors to Make America Healthy Again constituents, America's infatuation with protein has reached a fever pitch, and it's undeniably gendered. Well, I skimmed the article because I don't like to waste my time and energy on garbage, and that's exactly what this is. If I had to sum it up, what I skimmed, it was something like Trump has taken away Roe v. Wade and trans visibility, and now he's encouraging men to make us eat protein. It essentially blames the fact that many people have been more focused on their protein intake over the last few years, not just on MAGA, but also on the rise of the manosphere and the men's right movement. Fun fact, men and women need protein. Fun fact number 2, most of your body wouldn't function without protein. Fun fact number 3, that was true long before Donald Trump was even born. How is the right wing or gendered issue, as the magazine states, so much for party of science? And how delusional do you have to be to see these extreme right wing and MAGA symbols as such mundane, everyday things that people have been doing for hundreds and thousands of years? It makes you want to ask, do you see MAGA in the room with us right now? At the very least, it's like the teenager who has such a big crush on someone they can't eat or sleep because that's all they can think about. I've been there more times than I care to count, but it's intense. It's like you can't focus on anything else, and everything reminds you of them. They played your song on the radio, and that had to be a sign. Look at the way your Cheerios sit in your cereal bowl. It looks like your crush's profile. Now you're doodling their name in your notebook or casually driving by a football field to see if they're out practicing. You smile when someone says their name. That's how obsessed the left has become with Donald Trump and the MAGA movement. Only they're motivated by rage, not love. That's an unhealthy way to live, and I just can't entertain it. Based on how many people have joined the MAGA movement over the last year, I'm guessing that I'm not alone. You want to talk about obsessed? I have. Be right back, drinking my protein shake. I'll tell you a story about that at some point. I got an interesting story. But we want to talk about obsessed. You got a man obsessed with firefighters, sets fire to his own home just to see his idols. A UK man has been given a suspended prison sentence after admitting to setting fire to his own home twice in one night just so he can see firefighters in action. Well, they all so bright and muscly, I just gotta do it. Arsonists are obsessed with fire, but this 26-year-old James Brown from Northumberland in the UK has been described as having an obsession and fascination with firefighters rather than fires. In an ideal world, he would be a firefighter himself, but things just didn't work out that way. So now he's just settled for admiring firefighters from a distance and calling the fire department inconsistently. When that wasn't enough anymore, he moved on to setting his own house on fire just to see the firefighters in action. On the evening of September 9th, 2023, a fire brigade was sent to a home on 11th Avenue in Ashington after the homeowner called emergency services to report a fire. He said sparks were coming from an electricity meter and some of his textile bed linens in a cupboard had caught fire. Firefighters ended up putting out a small fire and disconnected the electricity supply just to be sure. Only 90 minutes later, Brown once again called the fire brigade to report another fire. The second time, firefighters had to once again put out bedding that had caught fire. Only when they asked the homeowner about the cause of the fire, he once again blamed the electricity meter. This didn't make sense because the electricity of the house had been disconnected by the firefighters, so they started to suspect that the fire had been started deliberately. Now, according to court records, James Brown filmed the firefighters as they rushed to put out the fire and seemed quite enthusiastic by their presence on his property. A simple background check showed that the 26-year-old man had called the fire department 80 times in the previous 12 months, and Brown himself eventually pleaded guilty to 2 counts of arson while being reckless as to whether life was endangered. You have said in an ideal world you would be a firefighter, and you have a long-standing interest in the fire services. It's clearly obsession, Judge Robert Adams recently said during his ruling. Your primary interest seems to be contacting the fire services rather than setting fires. You waste the resources of the fire brigade, which could be used for more important matters where lives are in danger. I hope you have learned a lesson. Well, last month, James Brown was sentenced to 8 months suspended, sentenced for 2 years with 150 hours of unpaid work for his 2023 crimes. His lawyer said that he is extremely remorseful and is currently seeking help for his obsession. He has refrained from contacting the fire department since his arrest. Crazy, isn't it? Why would you do such a crazy thing? I don't understand it. I guess the ladies like to get the fireman. He likes to get the fire. Hey, how's it going, Connie? Good to see you. It's been a while. And then, of course, payback is harsh. Israel and U.S. strike deep into Yemen. Houthi terrorists got a lucky shot at Israel on Sunday with a missile strike near Ben Gurion Airport. I'm probably saying the name wrong. Wounding 4. And the IDF wasted no time in striking back at prime Houthi-held real estate in Yemen. Details are still a bit thin, but videos are explosive. Reports vary between 30 IAF jets and up to 50 in a joint operation with the U.S., but either way, it was big. Sorting out the discrepancy during a breaking story isn't easy, and not even the official statements are much help. A just-released statement from the Israeli Prime Minister, Bibi Netanyahu, seems to confirm a joint action, but without enough detail to be certain, I can't elaborate on all of that. Netanyahu said the U.S., in coordination with us, is also operating against them. It's not a one and done. We acted before, he said. We will act in the future, too. Here's the local video just uploaded to X and other platforms, purportedly of a Yemeni cement factory hit by today's airstrikes.
فاشل يا صهيوني فاشل فاشل والله لن نتوقف عن إسناد غزة مهما فعلتم ومهما أجرمتم ومهما ضربتم فقط كل ما تفعلونه استهداف للمنشآت المدنية مقدرات الشعب.
That's big.
هذه الضربة في مصنع الأسمنت.
Wow, that's pretty blazing. Well, I don't hold a PhD on how stuff burns. That doesn't look to me like the way the cement factory would burn. Cement just kind of sits there, you know. That's its one job, too, if you count not burning separately. On the flip side, in a war, there Where one side is composed of terrorists who hide their deadly missile stashes in concrete bumpers, a cement factory seems like a legitimate target. Another legit target is Yemeni's port in Houdeida, right at the top of the list. Israel hit it 4 times in 2024, starting with a major strike in July targeting a power station, oil refinery, and fuel storage facilities. A smaller attack followed in September, and 2 waves of strikes in December, all following missile attacks on Israel, or towards Israel, as the terrorist lovers at Reuters like to say. And one thing, Israel seems to be finally getting a effort around and find out in a big way. While it's tangentially to its story, Jerusalem today announced the start of Operation Gideon Chariots. That's hilarious. A major new offensive in the Gaza Strip. John Spencer reported that the IDF will operate with full force, expand its presence across Gaza, and remain in every captured area. If you want to put pirates out of business, and while they don't fly the Jolly Rancher, they do prey on global shipping. There are time-honored ways of getting the job done. CDR Commander Salamander told his readers in March what needs to happen to Houthi-controlled Yemen. They should have no central electric power, no ship should be able to enter her ports, no aircraft should be able to land on her airfields, no bridges should be standing. If it's true that a joint United States Air Force and IAF, Israeli Air Force, effort just put the port of Houdeida out of business, that's good news. Houdeida is the second largest port in Yemen, and the Houthis have controlled it since 2015. So now would be a good time to remind you that the only way for Iran to keep the Houthis fully supplied with weapons is by sea. Stay tuned. The story isn't over. Not by a 1,200-mile airstrike. Damn, that's brutal. Oh my. Oh my. I like my firemen's. They comes by every other week to mow my lawn. Oh, man. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Wait a second. This is crazy. This is crazy. Did the MCU and Disney actually learn a lesson? Your Thunderbolts review. Righteous without power is just an opinion, explained the villainous Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Now that's a hell of a piece of writing. Of course, it wasn't. It was followed a little later with dialogue about a girl pooping her pants while playing soccer. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is synonymous with many things of late, but consistency ain't one of them. 'Tis par for the course of the MCU, far away from the world's most lucrative film franchise, and by a Galactus-sized margin, too. The MCU has netted nearly $32 billion, almost triple the total of the next biggest franchise, which just happens to be Spider-Man. You might be noticing a trend. Warning, this column will discuss spoilers for Thunderbolts, the 36th chapter of the MCU. If you're planning on watching the movie, please stop watching. The flick is way more fun if you're coming in fresh. The twists and turns, especially at the end, won't land the same if you already know the big reveal. So, are you serious? Put the column away. Pretend it's a JB Pritzker in a Speedo. Avoid all contact and look away. Okay. Has everybody been forewarned? You ready? All right, let's proceed. The height of the MCU is 2019, one of the 3 films that released that year. Captain Marvel, Avengers, Endgame, and Spider-Man Far From Home earned a combined total of over $5 billion. And that's insane. At that point, the franchise was basically printing money. And the MCU's corporate masters, the House of Mouse, couldn't resist trying to print some more. The secret to the MCU's original success was its consistency and coherency. The actors who anchored its universe, most notably Robert Downey Jr., the irreplaceable Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, were serialized in each other's movies, creating an interwoven world. It was soap opera with capes. What happened in one Marvel movie, it had grave ramifications in the next. Fans were compelled to watch everything lest they fall behind, including flicks featuring superheroes they'd never heard of before. It exploded the value of Marvel's intellectual powers, IP, and because it made superstars out of D-listers. The MCU now had a roster 15 plus deep of characters who could headline a movie. From 2008's Iron Man through the end of 2019, its films mostly delivered, obviously. Now, I'm not comparing Groot to The Godfather, but for what they were. Escapism adventures with zany heroes and dastardly villains, fans seldom left the theater feeling disappointed, with funny quips, cool CGI, and just enough emotional heft to keep you hooked. The franchise was firing on all cylinders, and not anymore. It was a combination of factors. The first was the coof pandemic wreaking havoc with MCU's filming schedules. Suddenly, they were unable to plot, pace, and release new chapters when they wanted. Its tightly woven storytelling grew increasingly scattershot for years at a time. Key plot lines would remain unresolved. There was a lot of wasted motion. The second problem was the aftermath of the Endgame storyline. Unlike the Spidey villain, the MCU found itself caught in a web it couldn't escape. In Endgame, spoilers, half the people on Earth magically returned after being blipped into dust. It made the stakes gloriously high in the Endgame climax, but it shattered any semblance of realism in the MCU. When it first began, the MCU told stories about a universe just like ours, but it happened to have superheroes like the Hulk, Captain America, Thor. After the blip, the movie universe was no longer relatable. It was too big a break with reality. Also problematic were the heroic sacrifices, deaths, and/or retirements of key heroes in Endgame, especially Iron Man, Black Widow, and Captain America. The two men were the franchise most bankable stars, and Black Widow was its #1 female lead. That left the MCU with mighty big shoes to fill, and those shoes weren't filled wisely. This brings us to the third problem, which dwarfed the other two: Disney's meddling and corporate interference. The coup didn't just wreck the MCU's filming schedule, it also coincided with the streaming boom and the birth of Disney Plus, launched on November 12, 2019. The House of Mouse suddenly had a new profit model. The MCU's old profit model revolved around the strategic release of films. Typically, you'd pace them out, target holiday weekends, and plan accordingly. Under the old profit model, MCU made over $5 billion per year. It was built and hardwired for the old model, but the streaming doesn't work like that. You need to give people something different to watch each week. It's a profit model that prioritizes volume and newness over scarcity and quality. And thus, the MCU began pumping out TV shows one after the other. Major plotline advances, such as the Hulk having a full-grown kid, or James Rodney Rhodes, aka War Machine, being a secret alien, or the unraveling of the multiverse, were all revealed on Disney Plus television shows. A few of the shows were excellent, particularly Loki and WandaVision, or a few were meh, and a lot of them were just dreadful. She-Hulk didn't just feature the abomination, it was one. At around the same time, MCU fans began to notice a trend. All the white males were being replaced either with women or people of color. Sam Wilson, who is black, replaced the old Captain America, who was white. The Hulk cousin, Jennifer Waters, became the new She-Hulk. Riri Williams, a black college girl, is Ironheart. The new Iron Man, Kate Bishop, is the new Hawkeye. Shuri, the sister of the old male Black Panther, became the new female one. Samuel L. Jackson used to order around the Avengers. Now it's Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Even Thor was briefly replaced by Jane, his ex-girlfriend, and ceded Asgard leadership to a lady named Valkyrie. But the new Black Widow is still female, of course. We don't want to make things weird. Some changes were rooted in Marvel Comics history and make sense, but others seem painfully, cloyingly gratuitous, i.e. liberal virtual signaling gone amok. One Disney Plus TV show, Ms. Marvel, featured the first MCU heroine who is Muslim. Her name was Kamala Khan. She's a high school student, and her mosque was being harassed by Islamophobic U.S. agents. Another TV show featured a deaf Native American girl. And the less we could say about She-Hulk twerking with Megan Thee Stallion, the better. Ms. Marvel led to a crossover in the 23 MCU film, The Marvels, that absolutely nobody was clamoring for. The film was the MCU's first ever box office bomb and was the lowest grossing movie in franchise history. By some estimates, it cost over $230 million. She-Hulk was another disaster. It cost $250 million to produce. That came to $25 million per episode. Believe it or not, it was actually more expensive to make than the Avengers. The show about the deaf Native American girl was Disney's least streamed MCU TV show. Nobody wanted to see it. but because it featured a minority woman who's handicapped too, they made it anyway. And at least that was the impression of the fan base. Disney cared more about representation than good storytelling. Seemed far too calculated to be accidental. At first, the fans were pissed. That was bad. But then they stopped caring, and that was way worse. This was the backdrop of the latest MCU offering, the Thunderbolts. No wonder it opened to its second worst numbers in MCU history, without any A-list superheroes except maybe Bucky Barnes, whom we've known since the very first Captain America movie. The film looked about as appetizing as a 2-day-old shrimp cocktail, but Thunderbolts is going to be a hit. Unlike the recent MCU drivel, it's really good. The word of mouth on the flick is it's going to be phenomenal. It's funny, fast-paced, and has just enough fresh paint to feel new and different. The fight scenes work, the dialogue works, the jokes will make you smile. Don't overthink it. Thunderbolts is a fun way to spend an evening. Plot is something we've all seen a million times before. A goofy gang of misfits must learn how to work together, trust one another, and save the day. But in movies like this, the plot is less important than the set pieces and or misadventures along the way. There's the new Black Widow actress Florence Pugh playing the assassin Yelena Belova in an ensemble movie. There's always one person who glues the group together, and Pugh is the straight straw that stirs the drink. She's as cute as a button and oozes empathy, even while beating the crap out of you. Next are a bunch of knockoff super soldiers. The OG is Bucky Barnes, Sebastian Stan, who's the 100-plus-year-old best friend of Captain America. Then is John Walker, who was given the super soldier serum in the Disney Plus TV show Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He's played by Wyatt Russell, whose dad, Kurt Russell, was Peter Quill's dad in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Finally, there's the drunken Russian Papa Alexei Shutskatov, David Harbour, who has a pot belly and bad teeth. It was given a Soviet knockoff serum. Harbour is a hoot. The other member of the team is Ghost, and phasing through objects villain from Ant-Man and the Wasp. She wasn't particularly memorable villain, but hey, at least she's not another super soldier. And to wrap it all up, there's a dude named Bob. He's quirky, neurotic Fruit Loop, perfectly played by Lewis Pullman, who's a dead ringer for his famous dad, actor Bill Pullman, who once saved the world from an alien invasion in Independence Day. Of course, Julia Louise-Dreyfus, looking suspiciously like Tulsi Gabbard right down to the silver hair streaks, plays the soon-to-be impeached CIA director, Valentina Elrond Fontaine. Something. She's the baddie, but she reminds us of Ellen Baines, so we sort of like her. For some reason, Bucky Barnes is now a congressman. He was a Hydra agent for 70 years, an international terrorist. He murdered Tony Stark's parent, but about a decade ago, he said he's sorry and went to therapy. I guess that makes him electable. Interesting, in the MCU, Barnes is from New York City, so there's non-zero chance he won the seat from AOC. Anywho, Elaine Benz needs to be destroyed. The evidence, she'll send her to jail, so she sends her and her henchmen to torch an old base and kill each other off. But then, shenanigans galore. The henchmen become friends, inexplicably bond, and decide to work together. Well, not the Taskmaster. She was shot in the face and killed right away, but she was also ugly and had gnarly scars, and so the least photogenic one had to go. Those are the rules. Our pal Bob is the movie's MacGuffin. He's neurotic, depressed, and prone to blackouts, but he's secretly been given the superhero serum too. Only his version was 1,000 times more powerful than everyone else's. Now he can fly, he's stronger than a Hulk, he has telepathic powers, and could easily overpower every superhero all at once. When he battles all the heroes, he rips off Bucky's metal arms and sends them all scampering. But beneath all those godlike powers, Bob is still Bob. Deep down, he hasn't stopped hating himself. He doesn't believe he deserves happiness or friends. The physical and emotional abuse he suffered through as a child has fractured his psyche. You see, the good side of Bob is a superhero called Sentry. In the words of DeFontaine, he is his mightiest hero. Not sure if it was intentional, but he looked uncannily like Homelander on The Boys. But the bad side is called the Void. Dun, dun, dun. He's dark and sinister demon who blips everyone he sees, transforming souls into shadow. One minute they're there, the next they're black smudge on the sidewalk. Unlike all too many MCU films, Thunderbolts doesn't descend into a 30-minute CGI bloated finale where the special effects overwhelm common sense or character development. Instead, the opposite is true. The special effects are minimalized as they the plucky gang of anti-heroes sift through the blackened recesses of Bob's mind. In the process, they're forced to go eyeball to eyeball with their own trauma. Turns out depression can't cure by beating it down or running away or even by drowning your demons in the deepest, darkest swamp pits of your mind, physically grabbing it by the throat and smashing its face. It's only made the void bigger and stronger. Ultimately, defeated the void was faith. Faith in each other. Faith in ourselves. Faith in life and faith in good. Hooray, group hug. The good guys regroup to give Elaine Benz a peace of mind. Well, why I oughta, when she surprises them with an impromptu press conference presenting them to the world as the new Avengers, which of course they accept because, cha-ching. See what those sneaky Marvel dudes did? They snuck in a secret Avengers movie. These kind of movies are amusement park rides. Either you dig the thrills or you don't. And I did. So did both my boys, 16 and 18. My wife stayed home, watched something with subtitles on Netflix. She thinks superhero films are stupid. Honestly, it was the best MCU movie since Endgame, although we really enjoyed GOTG3 something. I don't know. It was almost just this movie. Just got us excited. Finally, the MCU has set up a long-form plot line that's understandable and interesting. The post-credit scenes tied directly to the upcoming Fantastic Four movie, and that movie is directly tied to Avengers Doomsday in 2026, starring Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. It's too early to know if the MCU has actually learned its lesson. Righting its ship will focus less on representation and more on actual good storytelling, cohesive stories. Even when the protagonist is of the wrong race or gender, just tell good stories. This was one good movie. Now they got to follow it with another. When you're rebuilding an interconnected franchise, consistency is crucial. You can't burn the audience after finally getting to trust you again, or you might lose them for good. But I hope they've all figured it out. Life's better when the MCU doesn't suck. Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed that, because I think it might be pretty interesting. I don't think it gave too many spoiler alerts away, do you? I don't know. But if you want to hear about a really interesting spoiler, think about this. Fast food restaurant inspires poop jokes with bizarre looking menu item. Interesting, huh? Disco's, a popular Chinese fast food restaurant chain, has been attracting a lot of attention because its new menu item charred looking chicken strips that don't have the most appetizing appearance. Since 2015, Disco's has been celebrating Crispy Day by adding one or two crispy items to its menu, but this year the newest additions have been attracting more attention than usual, mostly because of their unusual look. The black gold pepper crispy pork became available at Disco's restaurants in China at the end of the last month, and it's been going viral on social media ever since. Not only do the crispy strips look charred, but their shape has been drawing comparisons to human poop and inspiring hundreds of funny comments online. Although the company has clarified that the meat is covered in a special black gold coating that causes it to turn black when deep fried, most people are still not very tempted to try the new menu item. Interesting. Disco's made its first headlines with its black gold coating in 2023 when it launched its crispy fried chicken 3.0 version. Its charred black exterior immediately attracted attention, with people commenting that it was cooked to a crisp. The company explained that it developed a special coating by combining deep sea cuttlefish ink with black rice and used a proprietary high-temperature instant batter coating technology to ensure it would quickly turn black when deep fried. Most people were intrigued by the blackness, but this time around, they're more put off by the shape than the meat strips. I can't even poop something that looks that good, one person commented. It's a bit dry. You should drink more water, someone else joked. I'll go to the toilet and make it for you, another person joked. A Disco spokesperson told Chinese media that for the company, taste and quality are key, adding that the chain has yet to receive any negative feedback on the black gold pepper crispy pork. To be fair, according to most reports, those brave enough to try the new menu item have been praising its taste and crispy texture. Clovis is about 90 miles north of me. It's a nice town to drive through when I drive to Nebraska. Always have a stop there. Road trip food. Miami, how you doing? Oh my gosh, I'll wait for it to stream. Same way with the new Superman. Once upon a time, I would be in the theater on day one. A repeat visit, not anymore. I'm with you on that, Cynthia. I feel Very, very split on going to the movie theater. I just don't like crowds. It's me. I always have an issue with crowds, but hey, I can suck it up, Buttercup. And speaking of sucking up going to movie theaters, that brings me one more thing that I've got to do. I just got to do it. I have to do it.
Let's get started. Oh, that's real good.
Yeah. See, I hadn't forgotten about it. Good to see you guys. Well, lab-grown T-Lex leather handbag created using protein found in fossils. I mean, we were talking about protein. Why not talk about a little bit of fossil protein? In a bid to build a sustainable and ethical future for the luxury materials industry, 3 companies have joined forces to create the world's first T-Rex leather handbag. Dinosaurs have been extinct for millions of years, but thanks to cutting-edge technology and genetic research, did they not see Jurassic Park? You don't do this. Humankind has apparently become able to use T-Rex DNA to create synthetic lab-grown dinosaur leather in a first-of-its-kind initiative. Creative agency VML has joined forces with some geneticists. Engineering startup, the Organoid Company, the biotechnology innovators lab-grown leather limited to produce high-quality alternative to traditional leather that's both cruelty-free and sustainable. Well, ask the dinosaurs. Did it feel cruel that they were blasted out of the sky? And where are you sustaining this leather from? Is it like lab-grown meat? It just turns into like some weird bacteria thing? Are you trying to play God? You know what happens whenever you do that. Did you not see Jurassic Park? I'm serious now. Serious. Did you not see what happens whenever you try doing this? Look, this is like the leather from man. What? Here's a novel idea. I mean, you could like be a little angry and everything. You could use like pet fur. Why would you do this? It's like, why don't you just take, the DNA from, an elephant? I don't know. That's something that's a little bit closer. I mean, fossils, etc., oil, coal. Oh, that's such a misunderstood thing. To produce a high-quality alternative to traditional leather that is both cruelty-free and sustainable, using protein found in a T-Rex fossil from about 80 million years ago. It was our inspiration to make T-Rex bags. The Organoid Company and lab-grown leather have been able to synthesize a next-generation material that features the durability and repairability of the T-Rex skin. I don't know, man. After that, their asteroid hit, man, those T-Rexes, they didn't survive too long, bro. Like, I don't know about repairability. Well, using the structure of the aforementioned collagen protein as a guide, researchers designed a synthetic gene, DNA, to be inserted into cells, using it to artificially grow skin-like structure that would form the middle layer of leather. Rather than recreate T-Rex skin-based leather on its DNA, the companies involved in this unique project focused on creating a new biotechnology material inspired by dinosaur-derived protein structures. Our proprietary advanced engineering platform has once again proven its versatility. By collaborating on VML and Organoid Company, we're unlocking the potential to engineer leather from prehistoric species, starting with the formidable T-Rex. Lab-Grown's Limited Professor Che Conan said, "This venture showcases the power of cell-based technology to create materials that are both innovative and ethically sound." leather scaffolding-free method of developing artificial leather allows it to produce a material that is as close to possible as natural leather in appearance and texture without using any chemical additives or artificial materials. Lab-grown T-Rex leather requires no livestock or chemicals and is produced in a completely controlled environment, making it more sustainable. The world's first T-Rex leather handbag should be available later this year, but no details on pricing have been released at the time of this writing. But considering that is a cutting-edge luxury product, we should probably expect a spicy price tag. Just remember, plastic toy dinosaurs are made from real dinosaurs. Can you get coin purses made out of kangaroo balls? Yeah, I know you can. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, isn't it? Wouldn't you like to have your coins in a sack? Not just any sack. This sack comes from our native Australian kangaroo. These little bastards, whenever their balls drop, we cut them right off, and we just toss a couple of coins in there, and we send it off, and who's your dad? You never knew what was coming. But that's okay, because whenever you bite into this, you'll know that it is true Australian kangaroo balls. That person. I mean, these balls are so hairy, you can easily wash your own balls with them. Yes, we too can grow. I mean, would they make a handmade? I mean, who would like to have that job? Just cutting down those. Sorry, got a little carried away. It's not my balls at your hand; it's somebody else's balls. We just locked it. We just fill them up with a little bit of moisturizer, and they feel good on you. Don't worry about it. Now, what would have been a really ideal thing is if they would have taken those same bowls, instead of getting those fuzzy little loofah things, they would have just used the kangaroo bowls. Because if you use the kangaroo bowls for loofahs, look, not only do you have a place to keep your coins, but you can beat a robber off of you and then get yourself nice and clean. Nothing like scrubbing under your armpits with a set of testes. Not to be used. Tourists love them. Why don't they do that with bowls or something like that? Dumbosaurus and idiot Rex. I love it. I love it. Oh, but you know what time it is. You know what time it is because my coffee has gone a little cold. Well, it's something like this.
You like what you see, baby? Elmo's a man now.
Okay, that was not it, but hey, what can I say?
Step aside, y'all, it's my time to shine. I'm feeling the groove with these hips of mine. Hands in the air like spaghetti gone rogue. My knees are jelly and my hips just broke. Shaking it, breaking it, what a blast. Wobble it, wiggle it, shake that ass. Do a jig or a jog, wiggle it to the side, or break that hip bone by moving your ass. Step up or stand aside. My shoulders pop like a rusty hinge. My fingers point like they're on a binge. Twirl like a tornado, then drop real low. It's not planned, it's a shit sideshow. I've got the rhythm of a clock that's broke. My dance floor moves are a big effing joke. Shaking it, breaking it, what a blast. step up or stand aside. Wig like a lava lamp, mesmerizing glow. You can't help but watch me steal the show. I summon the shake, the shimmy, the twist, a mix of genius and a big old fist. You're drawn in close, your feet start to twitch, feeling the groove like a broke-ass bitch. Yeah, shaking it, breaking it, what a blast. Wobble it, wiggle it, shake that ass. Do a jig or a jog, wiggle it to the side, or break that hip bone by moving your ass. Step up or stand aside. Now we're all in the shake, no need to be shy. Move like spaghetti and reach for the sky. We'll dance like we're cursed, laugh till we're sore. Shizzy whiz nut reigns forevermore. So join the dance, let your weirdness unfurl. We're shaking ass, not a care in the world.
And of course, the Michigan Wolverines sign-stealing scandal just won't go away. Some scandals never seem to go away. Watergate, the Teapot Dome made their way into the history books, and Hunter Biden can't walk across the street without doing something stupid that makes headlines. Even fictional scandals can stick in our minds. Ask anybody of a certain age who shot JR, and it'll trigger memories. The University of Michigan was probably hoping that its 2023 football scandal would have gone away by now, but it keeps rearing its ugly head. For the uninitiated, for those who forgot, the Michigan Wolverines had a football player, analyst on its staff who had an elaborate system of stealing other games' team signs that blew up into a scandal the same season that the team won a national championship. The Michigan Wolverines have found themselves embroiled in a scandal that is giving them press for the wrong reasons. I wrote when the scandal's first emerging allegations of the sign stealing have arisen just as the Wolverine faces a spate of games against tough rivals. The NCAA notified upcoming opponents, including Michigan State, Penn State, Ohio State, of the investigation. The investigation into Connor Stalions of his alleged sign stealing dated back to 2021. Investigators later learned that Stalions had bought tickets to several high-profile Wolverine opponents and sent family and friends to those games to figure out what each of those opponents' signs meant in order to give Michigan an advantage. The scandal led to a 3-game suspension for the then head coach Jim Harbaugh in 23. During the suspension, offensive coordinator Sharon Moore took the helm. And then when Harbaugh hightailed it to the NFL after the 2023 season, Moore became head coach. Now Moore is facing suspension for his own and for the scandal. Michigan football coach Sharon Moore is expected to be suspended for 2 games for the upcoming 2025 season as part of a self-imposed sanctions by the university for the Connor Stalions advanced scouting scandal. Industry sources told ESPN the suspensions will be for Michigan's Week 3 and Michigan's Week 4 games against Central Michigan and Nebraska. Moore will also be barred from any team-related duties during those weeks, and it will receive additional recruiting-related penalties. The NCAA can punish Moore in addition to self-imposed school penalties. A final resolution is expected before the start of the season. The timing of the suspension allows Moore to coach the Wolverines in the team's game against his alma mater, Oklahoma, in the second week of the season. The NCAA is working with Michigan to determine the scope of the repercussions of the scandal. Last year, the NCAA concluded that Wolverines committed 11 violations, 6 of which were level 1 violations, the most severe. ESPN says that Moore's suspension stems from his attempt to cover up his involvement in the scandal. Idiot. Moore's suspension ties back to allegations that he deleted a thread of 52 text messages with Stalions. The alleged deletions came in October of 23. On the same day, the media reports revealed Stalions was leading an effort to capture the play calling signals of future opponents. According to the draft of the notice of allegations obtained by ESPN last year, the texts were recovered via device imaging, and Moore subsequently produced them to enforcement staff. Moore is accused of committing a level 2 violation according to the draft. Interestingly enough, Moore served a single game suspension in 23 for a totally different NCAA violation. As I said at the start of this article, some scandals won't go away no matter how much the parties involved wish they would. I'm sure the Wolverines were ready for all of this to go away. So bad. So bad. Hey, y'all aren't included in that. People, the guy in the gray, is he wearing a Fruit of the Looms or Hanes? I don't know. Could be anything. Who's the guy in the gray? Shizzy does have a nice rack. Well, thank you. Thank you. Shizzy is turning into Rosalind Duke. I could be. Scrunchy. Scrunchy's from a wombat, ain't it? Thanks, Stephen Bear. Oh, man. You guys are awesome. At the Mountains of Madness, with apologies to H.P. Lovecraft, on Sunday, a certain Texas congresswoman who's been given far more press than she deserves was the commencement speaker at Tougaloo College in HBC in Jackson, Mississippi. Theoretically, commencement addresses are meant to inspire new grads to go out into the world to be the best they can be, maximize their potential, and make an impact. Well, the congresswoman took the opportunity to use her time at the podium to impart this advice.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2025 commencement speaker, the Honorable Jasmine Crockett, U.S. Congresswoman representing the 30th District of Texas.
Oh boy, this is always good. She's time to go. Have a great day. You have a great day also, Carol. We'll see you very soon. Now, Wombats just root and leave.
Congresswoman Crockett.
Oh boy.
Some of y'all didn't know I was in short. Oh yeah, that was supposed to be my music.
Oh Jesus. I don't care about the music. That just caused problems.
Hope you don't regret it. I also must say thank you to the Board of Trustees for having me here as your keynote speaker. Thank you to the distinguished faculty and staff for all that you've done and continue doing to pour into the talented scholars sitting before us today.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you, President Emerita, Dr. Beverly Wade Hogan, who has knocked down many doors and shattered ceilings in her own right.
Hooray.
Thank you for never relenting in the face of trying times and rising to every challenge with focus and sheer will.
Okay. Trying times. What trying times? I mean, this is not the night all Aussies is off to bed. All right, Naomi, you have a wonderful night. We'll see you again very, very soon. Make sure to eat your vitamins and have lots of sex. Those are always good things to have.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. To my friend and colleague, a distinguished alumnus and trustee emeritus, Congressman Benny Thompson. Thank you for staying in the fight, never letting up, never slowing down. If can't stop, won't stop was a person, it would be Congressman Benny Thompson.
Okay, this is just boring. I can't begin to watch this. Anyhow, according to the Daily Caller, the Congresswoman is likely referring to 2023 incident in Montgomery, Alabama, specifically a fight between white voters and a group of black people. One man on the second group employed a folding chair as a weapon. One of the white men in the fracas reportedly used the N-word. A report that, according to Western Journal, was not confirmed. Of course, this is not the Congresswoman's first time using inflammatory rhetoric, racial or otherwise. She obviously relishes the attention and controversy she generates, and she is by no means alone. Now, I spent the weekend doing yard work and for some reason found myself listening to various episodes of the Charlie Kirk Show. Two things stood out. One was Kirk's conversation with Jordan Peterson, which Kirk opined that these leaders who continue to stir the national pot are really interested in one thing, power. I could have told him that 18 years ago. The second was a personal appearance by Kirk, complete with the requisite angry college students who contorted themselves into all sorts of bizarre positions to angrily defend abortion. Their tactics include talking over Kirk and vehemently regurgitating facts of which they barely had a grasp. They did not arrive at this chaotic state of mind on their own. Yes, facts. They had help from the scholastic and media systems, which have routinely hammered home the notations of colonialism, patriarchy, and other occupants of the pantheon of Western dysfunction. And one must also take into account the proliferation of ADHD meds and the madness brought on by the COOF lockdowns. But the insanity has been carefully encouraged and nursed by those in power to create a class of perpetual victims and disordered people who can do whatever they wish in order to satisfy their impulses, not just in the name of a greater good, but because they feel marginalized, genocide, or unsafe. In a 2023 piece of City Journal, the Cluster B Society, Christopher Rufo discusses the rise of Cluster B disorder, which can be characterized by narcissism and histrionic and antisocial behavior. Rufo postulates that people in power have been able to harness that power of such people, and one would assume create a more too advanced agendas. Rufo writes, in Cluster B Society, psychological disorders are job qualifications rather than problems to be solved. Ideology replaces competence as a marker of distinction. Politics, too, has been compromised. Earlier this year, Nebraska State Senator Michaela Cavanaugh exemplified his cultural shift when, instead of offering reasoned debate, she screamed for nearly 2 minutes on the floor of the state legislature, bringing herself to the point of tears. We need trans people. We love trans people. Trans people belong here. We need trans people. We love trans people. Trans people belong. Senator Kavanaugh's deranged moral theatrics are a vivid representation of the attention-seeking black and white thinking and excessive emotionality associated with Cluster B. And further down, he adds, the mug shots of Antifa foot soldiers that drifted through social media feeds during the George Floyd riots drive home this point. Face tattoos, deranged expressions, unkempt hair. These are not mentally well people. They are, in fact, the hideous face of antisocial violence. The enforcement arm of the modern left, the political vanguard of our Cluster B society, and they will not stop until they've transferred the world into their image. A victim who feels cornered can become a very effective weapon in the wrong hands. The congressman, who must not be named, is likely all too well aware that this potential dystopian behavior need not be confined to the surrealistic trans videos on TikTok or the raging of the Kafifa study majors at your local college. It can be planted, cultivated, and brought to flower anywhere by people for whom power is the ultimate end. Communists have always opened the asylums when they need shock troops. They're going on for a century or better, yeah. But goes a nosy neighbor led police to children isolated for years by COVID paranoid parents. Police in Oviedo, Spain, recently rescued 3 young children who had been isolated in a house for over 3 years by their parents, who seemed obsessed with keeping them from getting infected with the COOF. People usually complain about nosy neighbors who can't seem to mind their own business, but one woman in Spain has been hailed as a hero after alerting police about unusual things going on in the house across the street from her property. The woman, referred to only as Sylvia by Spanish media, has been keeping records about the activity of her neighbor's house ever since they moved in. During the COOF pandemic, she noticed that only the patriarch of the family was allowed to leave the house, mostly just to pick up groceries delivered at the front door, and the family's 3 kids only had their window blinds raised for short periods of time. However, the thing that prompted her to notify the authorities was the constant purchase of diapers, even though the children were 8 and 10. German philosopher Christian Stefan, 53, his German-American wife, Melissa Ann Stefan, 48, and their 3 children moved from Germany to Spain in 2021 at the height of the COOF pandemic. The family was reclusive from the very start, isolating themselves from their spacious village, but they didn't bother anyone, so most neighbors simply ignored them. But one woman didn't. Observing the Steffens' home for years, she noticed disturbing patterns, such as only the father opening the front door of the house and interacting with grocery deliveries, and the window blinds of the children's bedrooms always lowered at the same time every day, 5:10 p.m. After spotting the children peeking through the windows on a couple of occasions and seeing that they were obviously too old for the diapers she saw delivered to the house, constantly she contacted the local police. After analyzing the evidence presented by Sylvia, authorities decided that there was something strange about the Stefan family, so they began to investigate. What they found there was shocking. Described as a house of horrors by Spanish media, the rented property was full of children's dirty diapers and their mother's sanitary pads. The windows were all shut and the air was purified 24/7 by dozens of ozone machines. The children, two 8-year-old twins, a 10-year-old, and a 10-year-old, were all in diapers and spent all of their time indoors. Medical examinations showed that the children suffered from severe constipation because they were not allowed to use the bathroom. Their parents insisted they go in their diapers like babies, so the children refrained from defecating for as long as they could. Christian and Melissa Ann Stefan seemed convinced that their children suffered from serious health problems and believed that they would die if they got infected with the coof. To prevent this from happening, they isolated them from the world for more than 3 years, made them wear 3 face masks at once, and made them wear only pajamas and hygienic socks. While investigating the family, the police found that they had unusually high electricity bills, most likely because of running at least 6 air purifiers day and night, but also a high running water bill, which suggests that they showered compulsively to avoid pathogens. Because they certainly weren't using the water to clean the house. Psychologists have suggested that the Stefan couple could be suffering from the Coof syndrome. As for the Stefan family's presence in Ovidio, police learned that while still in Germany, the parents asked their children's school to allow them to continue their education without attending classes, but their request was denied. Furthermore, the school informed the Stefans that the children would be excluded from the education system, which would force the institution to notify social services. Seeing this as a threat to their way of life, the German couple decided to move to Spain. While searching the House of Horrors, police found that the Stefans were used to homeschool their children. Various board games and drawings the children did to pass the time, including some disturbing ones like monsters on their wooden beds. The children are currently being evaluated medically and psychologically, but police officers were shocked to see the 3 children heavily the first time they were taken back to their garden. Clear sign of panic, seeing that they hadn't been allowed outside in more than 3 years. Spanish police confirmed that Christian and Melissa Ann Stefan's reign of terror came to an end thanks to their neighbor's involvement. Without her, they could have traumatized those children for who knows how many years. They now risk between 5 and 7 years in prison, but those sentences could increase if new charges are brought against them. Of the weirdo parents, yeah, all that ozone is bad. The flu. Let us all honor railroad workers, the original trans people. No, those would be trained people. The original trans people worked for Chevy and Ford and Dodge. Those are the original trans people. I mean, and then of course you had the Pontiac, which took it to another level because they had lots of trans. I mean, not only did they have trannies in their cars, they had trans that were called trans. It's so weird, isn't it? I don't speak Spanish, but let's see what this thing is. Okay. So it looks like this is the place. That's a nice little place. Wow. Look at everything's just overgrown. That's a cute little place. Just imagine they had to come in here. They had to pull the children out of that place. Ah, that's so crazy. So crazy. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I speak Spanish. What do you want to know? Trans Am. Yeah, exactly. Parents overdosed on sociology course for sure. Yeah. Yeah, there are some crazy people out there. You have to be very careful. You have to be very careful with some of these folks. Oh boy. Well, let's see. What is this one? I don't know if we're gonna be able to cover all of this today, but we do have beaten to death in his own home after ICE was ignored. The brutal home invasion of a murdered 47-year-old Israeli-American businessman last week led to the arrest of 3 suspects. The latest twist, how they got into the country. You guessed the twist already, didn't you? Yeah, they were illegal. First responders found Aleske Mondabazi beaten to death in his home in Woodland Hills on April 26. 2 days later, police arrested 3 illegal Georgian nationals, a 38-year-old, a 46-year-old, and a 52-year-old. In their investigation, homicide detectives determined 3 suspects had entered the home after gaining entry. Modabazi was held captive and assaulted. Acting ICE Director Todd has confirmed to the Fox News. But before we do that, I've got something for you. It's special. It's so special. You just have no idea how special this is going to be. You want to find out? Do you want to find out how special I can be this morning? Well, to do that, I have to make it really, really, really special. Ready? Ready? I think that you are ready for this. Let's do this. Oh, they had no idea that was coming. Oh, they had no idea that was coming. How you doing this morning?
Hello, my friend.
You're sounding chipper this morning.
Oh, I've got an echo on me. What am I doing wrong?
Oh, really? I can barely hear you this morning. Let me see if I can adjust your volume just a second. We're gonna get you straightened out right away. Edit mic settings. Here we go. We're gonna move that. This one.
Hi, Dad.
There you go. That should be better. Hey, Welsh lady. Yes, Deb. Sunday Spice Show. Yeah. Off the Magic Dragon. Yeah. Are we?
It's everywhere. Just have a Magic Dragon.
It's very good to see you this morning. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I don't understand why I've got few things open and I don't understand. Hang on now. I might have fixed it. Can you still hear me?
Oh, you like sex? Yeah.
Is that how we came through?
That's what it sounded like. Law says, I got a dragon you can puff.
Hey now.
Sissy has kidnapped Mary Poppins. Yes, that's exactly what happened.
No, Stephen. I'm not Mary Poppins. She was English. She's very English, you know? A spoonful of sugar. English. Oh my gosh, I just seen that MG Law who made that comment.
Took you that long to get it? Oh my gosh, yeah.
Because I couldn't just see the comments, yeah.
Or Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire, MG Law, she was where they drink the iron brew. She was Scottish. No. She doesn't know what they're doing to me. It's all your fault.
Well, yeah. I mean, sometimes I'm a real pain in the butt. Well, most of the time I'm a real pain in the butt.
Well, yeah. But we love you for it.
Oh, well, I hope so. I hope I'm
How
not.
are you? And how are
I'm
you?
I am doing well, and I mean it's been a crazy busy week, and it's only Tuesday, and it's about to get crazier and busier because I've got so much that I've taken over. Like I've taken over an entire part of my job I wasn't wanting to do. Isn't that wonderful? I guess that's why they
Oh,
call it work.
oh, in real life world, 3D life.
Oh yeah, 3D live. Well, and then of course there's my streaming schedule, which is always crazy. Um, I was watching the Karen Reed stuff and trying to do like a recap of the night before, and oh my god, it's absolutely insane. I can't do it. I just can't do it
It's
because
it's crazy. I've watched every bit of it. I mean, I watched the first trial, so
okay,
I can. Oh, and it's so annoying because I can see the inconsistencies. So many inconsistencies. I see the same things coming out too.
oh yeah,
But yeah, I've been watching it, but if people haven't watched the first one, they're not understanding why us people who watched the first one get our ear off a bit, you know.
exactly.
And
Oh, I gotta do something real quick. Check this out. Look at this.
Welcome to the
Oh my gosh, it has been a one hell of a month this week.
new flavor.
Thank you so much, Rickles.
to the shit show.
That was a great find, I think. That sort of described everything. Thank you, Rickles.
Oh, Rickles.
Oh yeah. Super nanny.
Gathering your nuts for 4 months.
Oh, you have no idea, Stephen Bear, how bad she is. Just saying.
Super Nanny, come back. Hey, wait till I put you in a corner.
Oh my god. But this
I've
is the
listened
voice
to
Robin. MG Law says, but this is the voice Robin Williams used.
No, and he'd back me up if it was your blessings art. It was Scottish.
Yes, it was. Well, isn't that near Wales?
Well, I don't know, Shiz. Is Wales even a country?
No, it's not. It's an island, isn't it? Is there like some
Maybe we
like
should ask more than the depend.
isn't there some is there some like I don't know, princess or something like that from Wales or something like that?
Oh, Princess Diana. She was.
So do they call her Princess Dead Anna now?
Hey, sacrilegious that is.
No, I'm just curious. Do they call her Diana?
She's still known as the People's Princess.
Yeah, she was pretty well known.
And mind you, I couldn't stand Charles. I couldn't stand old Charlie.
I don't think a lot of people could.
I did like Diana, and now we got Catherine, Princess Catherine, and I don't like.
That's right. I forgot about Catherine.
And William is the same age as me, around about. Yeah.
Is he really? 15?
Yeah, because I.
Damn it! I've got youngsters on my show. I have to watch my language.
Yeah, he was rather young when she died, and I remember watching it, and it made me rather sad because I remember looking at my mother, and my mother looked a little bit like Diana, and I was like, oh, right, Angelo, I do use vowels in my words. Like, Nan fire care. Gwyn.
Stephen Bear. Stephen Bear, shame on you. What would Princess Diana say if she were here? Not a word. She's dead.
She'd look at you with the sorry sad eyes and the black eyeliner.
Blackness of your soul. She would look right through it. Prince of Wales is a title typically given to the next in line. Mm-hmm.
I got something for MG Loeb and a bang. Right, keep talking to me, you know. Oh, it's so lovely to see this chat. I always say elk, but I don't know whether it's elky.
No, I believe it is Elka. I'm pretty sure it is. Yes.
Elka. That's a beautiful name. But I always say hello.
Mhm.
Debbie, she's always good to school. She always says hello to everybody, don't she? But yes, it's Karen Reed Trailers bit. Hey, just
No.
J-Hip.
Yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire wasn't trans. Mrs. Doubtfire was a drag queen. Big difference.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Big difference. Well, I didn't know that until I was like in California. I just thought it was all the same, dudes pretending to be women, and I was most definitely informed by a 6'5" black man that was wearing a mini skirt and a wig that looked like he probably played for the Los Angeles Raiders at the time. That completely different, honey, completely different. It's like, I like my junk. I just like to dress pretty, and I like my shoes. I was like, holy cow. Guy was huge. Of course, he enjoyed it whenever me and the guitar player singing Brick House.
You want me?
Well, MG, it used to be, but now it's they're going full throttle or full throated, something like that. But they're cutting the junk off, the transforming to something different. That's the big difference. Drag is drag. I mean, there's they're still dudes, and they admit they're dudes. They just like to look pretty. It's men in comfortable shoes. Don't you know the difference?
It's like I can imagine Yamaha, in this beast voice.
Yamaha in his beast voice.
And his heels.
What? Well, how about Welsh town that's too hard to pronounce?
Okay, let's give it a go. Land fire pool gwingil goch gaeliach when drobbled land Sicilio go.
See, she's got it. See?
And it means St. Mary's Church in the hollow of the White Teasel near Rapid Whirlpool, and the Church of St. Cecilio near the Red Cave.
Gotcha. Well, and MG Law says,
I'm so pretty.
So pretty.
Oh, so
Oh,
pretty.
so pretty.
Squeeze my hog.
I'm so pretty. I'm gay.
Squeeze my hog.
I like that. Squeeze my what?
Squeeze my hog.
Squeeze my heart.
Squeeze my hog. Squeeze my hog.
That's exactly what it sounded like it means.
Squeeze my hog.
No.
I'm going to get burned for that. Shame on me for that. So bad.
You had a candy stream, no, Lily, and you. No candy monetized anything.
Hey, I've had a beautiful, yes, MG Log knows exactly what that is. What time did the pub open? The pub opened a long time ago. It opened about 3 hours ago for you guys?
Oh, you cut out.
What?
It's 1:20 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So Yeah,
So
yes, you've got the pub.
yeah, so it's been open for about
And
3
it's-
hours.
Well, especially the last, because Friday was bank holiday, and Saturday and Sunday, Monday was a bank holiday, and so everybody's like coming back home from their holidays. Where they've just kind of gone off, and the smell of barbecue around here is bit because the sun's out. See, mark it on the calendar. This sun in Wales.
Well, I'm curious. Do you do like Southern barbecue, or you just like throw it on a smoker and cook it that way?
Yeah, not much effort goes into the barbecue.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. See now, barbecue
The
in
barbecue
the South
tends
is
to consist
contain what? You broke up for a second. I think we lost her.
consist of just sausages and burgers.
Sausages and boogers? What?
Burgers.
Yeah,
And
that's what I said. Boogers. You have boogers, sausages, and boogers.
no boogers. No boogers. No. Ugh, that could be.
That's what I'm wondering. You said boogers.
Burgers.
Oh, like burgers.
Oh, sorry, I didn't roll the R enough for you. Burgers.
No,
I've said
no.
I'm Scottish.
Okay, so how would you say Hamburg?
A hamburger.
No, Hamburg.
Hamburg.
Yeah, see, it doesn't sound like boogers. Hamburgers.
Yeah, but I didn't say boogers. I said because we don't even use boogers.
You don't use boogers. Do you?
No, we don't say that word. We say boogies. So, but so it's boogers. No, it's not. See, you caught me, twat.
They don't know how to barbecue up there. Yeah, sure they know how to barbecue. I mean, didn't they do that during the during the what did they call that? Oh, geez, they had a specific name for it. I think it was a holy war of some sort, wasn't it?
What are you talking about?
Crusades. They did lots of barbecue during the Crusades. Come on.
Listen, if you don't own a barbecue, right, you just go out. This is what the Brit does, right? You just go out and you buy one of those tin foil all in one, your charcoal and everything's in it, and the grill thing on the top, and it's all wrapped up, and it costs about £1. Right, so you get one of them, you get some burgers, you get some sausages, and then you get some buns or baps, as we call them, right? You get your baps, your burger baps, and then you take it up a mountain or a beach. Well, preferably not a beach, but if you were on a beach.
I mean, if you're on a bitch, I mean, you can just like just make sure that your sausage is wrapped.
You got to bag it up.
England's one big sausage fest. Barbecued burgers. It's not barbecued. That's called grilling. Yeah, grill the boogers.
No.
A hamburglar. Oh, we love it. No,
right. See, that's what you call grilling.
Yeah, that's what we call grilling. See, in the South, you know, you also have this thing that's like called, you know, where pretty much across the United States, the way they look at barbecue is you actually have a sausage put on there and you smoke it for a period of time. Even if you're doing it in like a charcoal grill, like one of those cheap Coleman grills, if you're doing a slow heating of that food. Now, whenever you might go out and do like a barbecue, which means that you're just sort of like getting a whole bunch of people together, completely different. It's very confusing, but it makes sense if you're an American. I mean, and that's why so many people get confused whenever they come to the
I'd
United
love
States.
to try an American barbecue.
Oh yeah.
Or grilling. And I know that the best time would be my birthday.
Oh.
Which is the 4th of July.
Oh, is it really? The 4th of July is your birthday? She'll be 18 then, guys. So hold off on that. She'll be of age. So you guys will have to hold off until then. Until then, you can't, hands off the Welsh lady.
I turn 44 this year.
Oh my gosh, you are still young. Still so young.
Yeah, but I'm still getting like that junk mail coming through asking me, do I want incontinence pants and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm coming to 44. They know I'm going to be, reaching 50 soon. And
well, since I was 40, I was getting. I'm trying to think what it is. There's it's AARP. I get all this stuff from AARP, and I'm just like, no, I don't want a free handbag. I don't care. It's like, leave me alone. But there's so many benefits that come to having this stuff. I was like, no, unless it's made out of T-Rex skin, I don't care. Leave me alone. I don't want to have a handbag. I'm happy, filling my pockets with sand. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
We call it a deuce packet.
So you're doing more
doing more what?
Or Karen read letters?
No. So what I'm doing is I'm watching them throughout the week, and then I'm going to basically give a recap of the at the end of the week, like on Friday.
The whole week.
Yeah, it's going to be much easier to do that way. Because it takes so much time to not only watch the whole thing, but then write about it. So my days have become really filled where I don't even have time. Like if you ever see me in someone's chat, it's just because I have it playing in the background, so I might chat a little bit, but I don't respond. I just am listening most of the time. So if you see me there, that's all that I'm doing. I don't even pay a whole lot of attention to chat because I'm just listening to things in the background. And I might listen to like 2 or 3 different shows, and I don't have the time physically to sit down and like comment on it every single night because I've been so busy. Like this whole hail stuff is just crazy.
I mean, I had a big shizzy binge the other day, and it didn't come with vodka or
it should come with
should have come with drinks, but that's another night. But I had a shizzy binge where I went back through and I thought, right, which ones and have I missed or have I, and so I'm pretty much all caught up with the What the Hell's case. So I know I'm following all of that, and our fabulous Yamaha when he comes in and he reads my emerald green dragon.
And people have been going, where's Yamaha? I'm like, he has 3D world. He has a life to live.
Yeah.
Me, I have no life. Well, all my day is spent doing work, and then at night I do a stream, and then of course in the mornings I get up and do another stream. I'm I'm stretched really thin, like on time schedule. So it becomes a completely different issue because of just it's a time thing, you know. You only have so much time to do, you know, any given thing, and I'm hoping I'm doing it good. It's just you've been stalking, lurking on me for weeks. That's right. Just
You're doing
right behind you.
Fab job, as always.
I try. Let's put it that way. I do put a little bit of effort into it. Almost need a bottle of
I'm a little bit what's the word? Delayed. I can see that I'm a little bit delayed, a couple of seconds behind you. So I hope I'm not talking over you. But I just wanted to pop in and say hello. I'm not going to keep you.
Oh no! Hang out for a little bit because.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, hang out for a bit because I've got to show this to you.
Go on then. It's not a Sasquatch.
No, it's better than a Sasquatch. Close, but it's better than a Sasquatch.
Welcome to the jungle. Gilbert's got some grades.
Today.
You know I can sing, huh? What are you looking at? You see Bigfoot or something? You know he's real, right? I've seen him a couple times. Real talk. Anyway, where are the grapes at? I'm starving. You holding out on me? What the? Gilbert! What in the name of Tarzan's testicles is going on here, bro? That guy's pretending to be you. I could have been kidnapped or murdered for God's sakes. Oh crap, I gotta go! That never gives me a second to myself! Excuse me, creep! Hey, there he is! You came back! That's what I'm talking about, baby! I didn't think you were gonna come back, but you did. You're a real one, bro! And you brought me snacks? You my boy, Blue! Oh my God, I'm so hungry. Oh, only 2 grapes, huh? I guess inflation's real, huh? Well, anyway, you know what they say. Beggars can't be choosers, right? Anyway, I'm so happy to see you, and my wife has been all over my ass. I know she's looking for me. She says I hang out with you too much, but I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Bros before hoes, you feel me? You know what would compliment these grapes? Let me just show you. You gotta go just right back over here. Let me sneak into this bush just like this. Grab this tree. I'm strong as hell. Go over here and grab this one right here. It's called a tree knot. Give me 1 second. They're a pain to open up. You gotta open it. Get that part off. That part's not good. Then you gotta just open. Oh shit, it's my wife. I gotta go. Hey dude, hold on. Stay there. Got a question. Close lava. Need some help. Huge favor. Please don't judge. Gotta ask. Do you have any cocaine? No, I don't.
Oh, look, it's the grape guy. I finally get to meet you in person. Yay! So you're the one who my husband keeps sneaking off with. I'll take some of these and go.
Hey, there he is. It's Gilbert Grape. Oh, look, you get to meet the whole ball and chain. Give me a hug, baby.
Oh, shut up and get your tiny banana off my back.
Sorry, baby. You know I love you. Let me get some of this grape stuff. Hey, speaking of banana, you know that old saying? It's not the size of a banana, it's the way you peel it.
Nobody's ever heard that saying.
That's weird because it's really popular. Anyway, do you know that grapes are a natural diuretic because they're rich in potassium? Oh, no, nature calls. I gotta poop.
Ew.
I don't think I'm gonna make it to the jungle, baby.
You're disgusting.
Don't look at
What the hell am I watching?
Did you like that?
I feel like I'm on drugs.
Well, you might be. I mean, you did show up here, so.
Because I said about time, like a few seconds time delay.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that was in delay.
Any yelling that you heard is me stringing the weed eater. Oh, isn't it? Stephen, the only thing common is that they're both full of nuts. Yes, paying for lobbyists against the Second Amendment. Yeah, that's pretty much right. I would agree with that phrase right there. He's in my chat every time. I can't lose his best client. Oh my gosh. Well, and hang out for a little bit. I do have to end because I have this thing called work that I have to do, but just hang out for a little bit afterwards. And everybody go about your day. And I'm going to send you guys, you know where I'm going to send you. You don't even have to tell you. It's going to happen. See you guys tonight. Bye.
Bless your heart. I thought I was the only mentally challenged one here.
and shine. Coffee's brewing, feeling fine. News is out and on the air. Shizzy Whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz nuts, start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java with a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Headlines spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Serious is overrated. Every day we're caffeinated. Talk the town, but in a jest. Morning Whiz is always best. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop.
Oh my god, Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry.